So it's a Saturday night. What are you planning on doing?
You are now listening to Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Let's get into it.
Episode 140, Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. If you can't tell, I am fucking sick again. I don't know what the fuck happened. Now, this is what I think happened. And I don't know, maybe someone who's, knows more about this stuff than I do can tell me. I fucking bought some zero sugar Powerade when I was sick, and I like to keep one so then I don't have to open a can of fucking sparkling water right before bed. So then I just constantly pull off of this fucking Powerade all week. And I had one when I was sick, and I drank it fucking 3 days ago before bed. And then as I was drinking it, I was like, oh shit, this is the fucking one I had when I was sick. And I was like, I mean, come on, what could it be? Then the next day, I was fine. But then at night, I felt the tingle in the back of my throat. Pause. And then, sure enough, fucking sick the next day. So I think the pod before last, I was fucking sick, and then fucking I was healthy for a week, and then I'm back with a fucking cold again. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Ugh. So whatever. This one I could tell is going to be much shorter because I was feeling like shit a little bit yesterday and feeling a little sluggish today, but definitely much better than I was before at this point. So now again, for the second time, hopefully I'm done for the summer. And I did dump out the rest of that Powerade, even though it pained me to do so because, why would you dump out a perfectly good Powerade? Because it was hurting my fucking feelings. Is why. That is definitely why. So, last week was a sad episode. Shout out Gasp. Rip Gasp. This week is a sick episode. I don't really, so have a new addition. You probably saw on a post earlier. We have a new kitten. Yes, Sophia showed us this kitten when she was over at her friend's house, where some boy that was there, some 11 or 12-year-old little fucking cocksucker scumbag, put the cat in a microwave and turned it on. I said, get that fucking cat out of there. It's coming home with us. So we removed the cat from these people's house. It was 10 weeks old. It's just a little bean. It's our first female cat. So the other cats are not too happy. They're starting to come around a little bit, but now I have to learn how to take care of a fucking kitten. Whatever. Just another thing. I'm half tempted to snitch on that kid because that motherfucker, dude, what kind of shit is that? Who the fuck acts like that? Put a cat in a microwave, motherfucker? I'll execute you. So we were not coming up with names. I said, I want to name the fucking cat. And I said, I want to name the cat Simon Phoenix. And she said, it's a girl cat. I said, I don't fucking care. I want to name the cat Simon Phoenix. She said, no. I said, then I want to name the cat Banana. Because I figured if I said something like kind of ridiculous, and she'd like go back to Simon and be all right with it. And she's like, no, not that either. And I was like, then how about Matilda from fucking Leon the Professional? And she's like, okay, because Matilda from the movie Matilda. And I'm like, yeah, well, not really. I'm thinking more of the Matilda from The Professional. But anyway, so the cat's name is Matilda. Tilly. And Matilda because that was Leon's gun's name in Resident Evil 2 series. Or was it 2 when they started with Matilda? Or was that after in 4? I can't fucking remember. I should know this, but I don't. I should know this, but I don't know this. Resident Evil 2 is probably one of my you know what's fucked up? Is it's probably like my favorite video game ever. All around in general. But if you were to say, yo, I got that Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation right now, you want to come through and play it? I'd probably be like, nah, that shit looks trash. That shit's terrible. Because it is, you know, comparatively. I've been spoiled for a long time. But the one of the games that's held closest to my heart is definitely Resident Evil 2. I had a lot of fucking fun with that game. I don't know why I'm going on about this. Why the fuck am I always going on about things? Huh? I just be going on. No, but that was like, you know, I was a big fan of Mortal Kombat and shit, but, you know, those are always just fun to just like play. And just kind of, you know, it was there, you turn it on, you know. Fucking dude, I'd get deep and lost in these Resident Evil games, big time. And then, you know, the subsequent ones after it, for, you know, fucking 3, 4, fucking... I sat down, and you know the game is whack as fuck. You remember, I don't know if you remember the Resident Evil first-person shooter. I can't remember what the fuck it was called, like Survivor or some shit. I don't remember what the fuck it was called. I got that shit for Christmas one year at my dad's house, and I went back to, because I would spend Christmas Eve with my dad and that side of the family, and then Christmas Day with my ma. And I took the game home. Was it took it home? Yeah, oh, you know what? It must have been a gift from someone at my grandma's house on Christmas Eve. Anyway, because I had a Christmas Eve night. I went home, back to my dad's. And I go home. I went to my dad's. And I fucking beat the game. I turned the game on. And I played it straight through and beat it. On normal, not hard. But I had no idea that I was going to just play it. Oops, shit. That I was going to play it straight through and fucking and beat it, which is strange. I don't think I've ever done that with a game before. I didn't save or anything. There wasn't even a fucking memory card. Like, I just played it and it didn't turn it off and played it straight through and beat it. So that's how terrible the fucking game was. But anyway. So we got a new cat. We got a new kitten. And that makes things a little more difficult now, because then you gotta like put the kitten up when you leave. And the other cat's the big kitty, doesn't fucking like Matilda. And he's a very large cat, and he definitely is not fucking in the mood for Matilda antics. So that being said, you know, I fucking got annoyed earlier. Someone fucking... I was actually glad that they didn't comment it. Like, you know, fucking shout out to you for not commenting it. But how you gonna fucking message me and say that's a whack or whack hand style, something whack or weak or something like that about a submission video that I posted? That's a whack hand style. And then follow up with best markers, but I just had to tell you, or something like that. Like, what the fuck do you gain from that? What do you gain from messaging me about someone else? Not not me about my shit, but you're messaging me about someone else that you think their hand style is whack. And then you compliment the product, but just thought that I should know this. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You look like I looked at his page. You look like a young dude. That's what you're doing on Friday? You're fucking critiquing fucking people's hand styles to the pages that posted it. What the fuck kind of shit is that? I don't know, man. That shit is just crazy to me. It really is fucking crazy to me. I don't know what the fuck these kids are thinking. I don't even know if he's a kid. He's probably in his 20s. I mean, he's a kid to me, but like, dude, that's fucking ridiculous. You're fucking, I don't know. It's just, it's very frustrating. And you know, I still will if it's in the comments, but if you message it to me and it's private, it's private. So I'm not going to fucking, because like I always said, people can tell me anything in private. Like, you could tell me whatever. I don't care what you tell me, right? But why would you choose to tell me that? And so if you commented it, I would go crazy and fucking, start talking crazy shit in the comments. But when you send it directly, it's kind of like, all right, whatever. But either way, I still don't understand the fucking, like, the sense to the whole thing is just, my fucking neck hurts, man. I still don't understand the reasoning behind that. It's always fucking flabbergasted my brain. You message me to fucking ridicule someone else. And also I looked and there was no hand styles on his shit. But I know what it is. I know that's why I get a hard time about mine. Because it's just simple. It's not great. Of course it's not. I don't fucking care. I do what I want. But because everyone wants that New York chisel, the fucking E that looks like a fucking backwards 3. Everyone wants the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, like these signature, like, this is what a hand style should be. Like, typically, like, something that would be done with a chisel by a professional and, someone who's been in the game for 30 years and been working on that same fucking 4 letters for 30 fucking years. And you want this guy who's been doing it for 2 years or whatever, fucking 5 years. You want that to look like this other guy's. And this whole shit I always thought was just like, everyone has their own fucking style. And I think, we talked about early on in the episodes about like the internet ruining graffiti or whatever the fuck. And I'm really shouldn't be I'm like an observer of this, because I get in this shit like 2013, 2014, so I haven't been in for a long time, a lot like Bus. I mean, fuck, he's been in MSK since the 90s, so like that's somebody who can say, I know graffiti pre-internet, fucking, and I know graffiti now, and this is how I feel about it. Like, that's somebody that I would say, like, I remember there was a dude that I talked to back in the AOL hacking days, and his screen name was Painting Trains. So, like, even before then, because that's obviously the internet, and I remember Cidaz, Cidaz from Oakland. He was a fucking good friend of mine on there, and he did some crazy fucking graffiti in Oakland back then. And I would love to find him again these days. I probably never would, but if anyone knows Cidaz from Oakland, tell him I said, what's the fucking deal? Tell him Singalito said, what's the fucking deal? But I think you can actually even Google Sidaz Oakland, and there's a cool ass fucking Oakland piece that he did somewhere. It was fucking, I remember it was real clean. But anyway, so I'm not the governing of fucking internet graffiti or whatever the fuck, but I think that the internet definitely let people see different shit, and where you would see shit in like the little magazines and shit like that, and fucking, and maybe like on like a fucking break fucking underground video or whatever the fuck. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, and I think I said before, is that like all these styles these days are like melted. It's like all these styles into one, you know, and some dude from fucking Iowa could have a little bit of Philly, a little bit of fucking, you know, fucking that New York chisel, the fucking, you know, whatever anyone's doing in their region, you know, or like the crazy shit they do over in Europe or whatever. You know, everyone's exposed to all this stuff, so you get these really unique styles from a lot of places turning up in places where they, you know, Salt Lake City, you know, like fucking. But then it also gives people the impression that all graffiti should look like this. All hand styles should have all these little ding dong fucking dilly dallies and all this extra shit, and the fucking, the K should be the this, and the name should only be fucking this to this to this to 4 letters or whatever the fuck. It can't be any more. Oh, 5 is way too much. Dude, I personally don't agree with that. I remember Taro and me were going about that, and I like fucking long, cool names. Homeschool was a cool name, and Homesick. I like shit like that. I like shit like that. I don't know. And then you figure out a way to shorten it up when you're doing different shit. You know, there's like, I don't think there's anything fucking wrong with that. You know, I mean, what, Stay High, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? What was it, Stay High 149, or was it 149? Anyway, whatever the fuck, you know, I mean, that's a long motherfucking shit. And that was okay. So, but anyway, so that, everyone's a fucking critic. Oh, that hand style is this, blah, 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 using the T word. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Man, shut the fuck up, man. Just let motherfuckers do whatever they're gonna do. Oh, stay in the books, dog. I don't know, man. I think you should go out there and rock. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. I'd rather see a fucking blammed out with bullshit hand styles fucking post box than nothing. You know, than someone fucking sitting in their book. That's just that bullshit. That's people trying to govern. I feel like you're trying to govern the shit when you do stuff like that. When you like fucking shrimp people in the fucking, nah, son. You know, give people fucking pointers. Yeah, work on it. Yeah, make that a little different. You could do this or that. Or if you think, you know, whatever. Or don't. But, you know, I quoted this a million times from fucking Days 24 when we were talking about someone else. And he said, psst, fuck you think you are? Don't tell me how to do my graffiti. And I was like, you know what, man? Real shit. That's a fact. And you might get, you know, if your shit looks a certain way, you know, people might break your balls about it, but whatever. But why the fuck are you going to message me about somebody else? That's fucking pause. What the fuck kind of shit is that, man? You're just looking at something on the internet, so you message me. It's like texting me. I mean, all right, you didn't do it publicly, but the consequences come with that too. But there's a whole line of thinking. It's like, what? Why? What's the point? You fucking feel better now? Just fucking. Oh shit. What else? Oh shit. Did you see that fucking punch marker fucking chain he sent me? The chain with the big brick? Puh. That fucking shit is tits. Oh, that shit is tits. I want to fucking He's probably listening. I want to ask him for another one, and I want to fucking encrust that shit with fucking with cubic zirconias and make that shit sparkle in the sunshine. He's so fucking ill with that 3D printing shit. He could probably make the recesses in that shit so you wouldn't have to like drill it out for all the fucking cubic zirconias. They would just be there and you just set them. He's a fucking... So if you guys don't fuck with punch marker, you have to. You gotta go get yourself something for your fucking your pocket. You really do. He makes all kinds of cool shit, and the options are just... You got so many options and so much cool shit. My personal fucking favorite, I got a lot too. My personal favorite is the fucking Crayola. That is like... That's my favorite shit ever. I fucking love that shit. I love seeing new ones and, you know, ones that he's posting up. Those are like my favorite to see. The Crayola marker is just like fucking... I hate to use the word classic because it's been fucking thrown around so much about everything, but it is like a classic looking fucking piece. It really has the vintage nostalgia look to it. And it's all... Everything he makes is solid. It's solid. Like you... I mean, I don't recommend it, but you could definitely kill someone with that shit. Like, certainly you could do massive damage with any one of those fucking things. So, man, we were at Darien Lake last fucking week, Memorial Day. That shit got fucking crazy. I'm glad we left an hour early. They ended up... Darien Lake is, for everyone who doesn't know, it's Six Flags theme park. They pepperballed everybody. It was some motherfucking crazy shit going on there, and I can see some hood shit brewing. my Otis Street senses were fucking tingling when I was there. I said, oh, this is no good. We need to get the fuck out of here. When you see 20 motherfuckers chilling at the ice cream stand, thugging with shiesties on at the theme park, you know this night is gonna end with the police somehow. And fucking sure enough, son, it was like I was like, all right, we get the kids, let's get the fuck out of here. I could tell this shit's gonna be bad. And it was, man. They pepperballed everybody. They did all kinds of shit. It was crazy melees. I mean, there's a small part of me that always kind of like wants to like kind of observe that shit from afar. It's like, oh shit, look at all the fucking craziness. But then the older adult part of me is like, I gotta get the kids out of here because who the fuck knows what's gonna go on. Because, you know, shit can get fucking crazy. And you might not have a gun in the park, but you could definitely have one in your car in the parking lot. And that's when shit gets silly. So we got ourselves up out of there. They hassled me. I forgot my fucking knife. I didn't forget it. I always forget it when I go there. And the first time I ever got booked at the door with it. And, man, they made a big ass deal about it. They were like trying to make me throw it out or something or take it from me. I was like, oh no. I said, I'm going to go put this in the car. And they're like, I said, I'm going to go put this in the car. Like, I'm not asking you. Give me my fucking shit back. You fucking kidding me? So I went and put it back in the car and they're like, you're going to have to come back through secondary on your way back in. I was like, okay. All right. Next time I'm going to bring a ceramic razor blade with a 3D printed handle. But anyway, should have just let me have my stupid little pocket knife in here. My work knife. Now I'm going to bring a spy weapon in this motherfucker. Anyway. What else do we got? I'm trying to think. Of anything else. Anything new. I got nothing. Yeah, I got nothing, motherfucker. That's it. Still waiting for Still waiting for that Ian Bick episode. So hopefully it'll be soon here. I'm a little nervous because now I've completely fucking forgot everything I talked about there, and I have no idea what's in store. And one of these days I got to spend some time out here and clean up this fucking mess in the pod studio because I left it looking fucking a real mess out here. So, all right. That's it for me, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. It's fucked up, but I keep like, every so often I remember that Gas fucking died last week. And it's like, but I guess that's what happens. That's what you do when people die. I remember when AJ died. It was, actually, shit, when the fuck did I go to jail? What's today? Oh, I went to jail tomorrow. I went to jail May 31st, fucking 2003. So he died, fucking, what was it, the 23rd, I think. They say the 23rd, but some other shit says like the 21st. I don't remember. I know there was 2 different dates. I think I want to say the paper at the funeral, whatever that fucking, the program or whatever it's called, said the 23rd, but the headstone says the 21st. It was all like a fucking blur to me. It was like the worst thing in my entire life. I still remember that, like the feeling, and it was fucking, how long ago was that? 22 fucking years ago. But it was like terrible. But I kept, like, for months, I would, when I would be getting out of school and shit, or doing anything, I would have like this 2-second, I'm going to call AJ. And, it took a while for that to go away. And I think it went away because, just time. It didn't go away because it was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I guess I'm just trying to fucking justify why it stopped happening, but I think it's just time. You know what they say. 'Cause time goes by. It goes on. And it don't stop. Alright, everybody, I love you all. Thank you for always coming back. Shout out to Gasp. Shout out to MKA. Shout out to everybody. Shout out Punchmarker. Shout out Bus from Machine Studio for fucking, for being who the fuck he is and doing what he's doing over there. And shout out to everybody, man. Love you guys. Shout out my guy on fucking YouTube. I'm sorry I haven't been keeping up on the comments. I got fucking logged out of YouTube and I just haven't logged back in because I'm fucking lazy. And I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta log back in so I can get the comments and shit. But yeah, man, shout out everybody, man. I love you guys. I love everybody here. Everyone that comes and listens. It really means a lot to me. And I told you, and I still stick by it. I don't look at the numbers. The only one I know, and like I always say, with total transparency, is sometimes I see the numbers on YouTube because it just shows the numbers on YouTube. So I do see those because when I go and check the other shit on YouTube, it's like, oh, this video is performing great. 22 views. So, yeah. Yeah. All right. I love you guys. Have a good night. Have a safe weekend.